Hey everybody, Dave here, and I wanted to send you this welcoming email, video message actually, welcoming you to PE 108 Online Fitness, and there is such a thing as online fitness, and you are in it. It is Wednesday, the 17th of July, 19th of July, and last week I tried to send you a video message from Bend, Oregon, where I was at a running camp, and I don't know that that video went through, so I'll call my welcoming message to you, and I just wanted to send this quick message. I'll be sending you another one next week and hopefully every week thereafter for the duration of our term. But this is really the welcoming message to you. There's been a lot due, and I do believe we are caught up on grading. If you have any questions about the grading, never hesitate to send me a message. If I'm looking for correspondence in you and I give you a 0 for your points, that usually means you're going to earn some points back if you just correspond, if you just send me a reply message and answer my question. For example, I had a number of people send me within their assessments that they were walking like 40 to 50, maybe 60-minute miles. And when I do the math on that, for an assessment, I do question whether or not that mile was actually run or walked, because a 40-minute walking mile is really slow, and typically people are walking about 3 to 3.5 miles per hour across campus, and that was done out of a research article from Harvard about how fast people are walking to and from class. And so I have a hard time believing that it takes longer than 25 minutes to walk a mile. So you may want to kind of say, check check for accuracy, and you'll really appreciate that. For actually, if anyone who's beginning exercise or any exercise enthusiast for that matter, when you start to begin embarking on this thing called exercise, you'll really want to know just how fast you are, how strong you are, how flexible you are, so that you can kind of keep mental notes for for future reference when you perform these little assessments periodically, and you just go out for something that might be more than a mile, and you realize, gosh, I actually had 2.5 miles in that same time frame. I may have been off a little bit. Last quarter, I had an individual in his pre-assessment say that he was working out like 6 days a week and he was doing all this lifting and all this running. And then when he actually started journaling it, like what he did for this class, he realized he was giving himself way too much credit, way too much more, or way too much credit for the work he was actually doing. He wasn't lifting as much as he said. He was still getting results, but he wasn't lifting and he wasn't running as much as he said. And it was nice for him to actually see that in written form. It's very similar to when people start to document the foods they're consuming, and they don't realize that they did have 3 cookies in the morning, 3 cookies in the afternoon, and 3 cookies after dinner. And they were thinking they were maybe having 4 to 5 cookies a day, but instead they were actually having 9 or 10. And that's when it just hits them that, man almighty, they're eating way too much junk. And kind of the same thing holds true with exercise. Too often we give ourselves too much credit for exercise that we're may or may not be doing. But in kind of the flip case for our class, I'm wondering how many people are actually doing the 1 mile assessment. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying it shouldn't take us more than 25 minutes to walk a mile. And because we're typically walking from our car to our class at about 3 to 3.5 miles per hour. So that's about 20 minutes in a mile. So I will ask that if you are way off on the results and you just kind of just do some, just even some self-awareness, self-reflection on your exercises. Can you lift? Can you walk a little bit quicker? And this is in line with years ago when my wife started getting into resistance training. It was really cute. She said, "Hey, can you create me a fitness plan?" I said, "Absolutely." So her first exercise was squats, and squats are a great exercise because they really kickstart that metabolic burn. Exercise is really the only thing that increases your metabolic rate. And so I said, let's start with the largest muscle groups. It just makes sense. So everything from the hips down. So we're going to start with legs. So she started a leg day. She went to Furstenberg Community Center and she did squats. She did 65 pounds. And that's cute. It was nice, but that wasn't a warm up. That was actually her weight, 3 sets of 10. So she came home. She was really proud of herself. She said, "Man, I did 3 sets of 10, 65 pounds." And I said, you're strong. You have nice legs, toned legs. Take off the 10s from each side, so you have a 45-pound bar, warm up with the bar, and then put on 25s. And she said, "Well, that's too heavy." I said, "How do you know?" She goes, "Well, I don't." So she goes the next day she goes to do legs, and she puts on the 25s and she whips out 3 sets of 10. She comes home and says, "How did you know?" I've been around this exercise thing for a long, long time, and we have quads, we have hamstrings, we have all the muscles in our glues. All these muscles can do a lot of good and pick up a lot of weight. So I just had that sense that I don't know that we're giving ourselves enough credit, that we can actually run much faster than we think. We can be better than a 45-minute mile, or even a 20-minute mile, or even a 12-minute mile. You can run, you can walk, you can lift, you can stretch further than you give yourself credit for. So get out there and really challenge yourself, which takes me to goals. What are your goals for the quarter? You have 6 weeks to get a lot done. And I'm always thinking of goals, and when I'm in the midst of a goal, I'm thinking of another accomplishment that I might be able to pursue. So what are your goals for the quarter? Are they health related or are they fitness related? If they're health related, then you're going to be a walker. You're going to be walking the dog, taking the heart rate, probably getting a heart rate of about 100 to 110 beats a minute. If you're an exercise enthusiast, then the dog goes by the wayside, unless you don't mind, picking up the poop and all that other stuff when you're walking a dog. I've got a dog, it drives me nuts. So I don't like to necessarily run with them because of those little timeout moments. I like to just get my stuff done and get it in and get home. In any case, when you're thinking of your goals, are they health oriented or are they fitness oriented? If they're fitness oriented, you're typically looking for body sculpting type things. You're looking for toning. You're looking for weight loss. You're looking for weight gain. You're looking to actually see stuff in the mirror. If they're health oriented, you're typically working out for blood pressure reduction, or to reduce your risk of diabetes or something along those lines. You're not necessarily looking to gain results in the mirror, but more internal: sleep better, reduce stress, etc. So those are health oriented. The fitness oriented, you're going to get that stuff, but you're also going to get the result in the mirror. So you're going to get the reduction of blood pressure. You're going to get the reduction of blood sugar. You're going to get the better quality sleep and the stress management, but you're also going to get the things where you can see your biceps and start to see some differentiation between a bicep and a shoulder muscle. So I want you to be thinking about these types of results. And let me tell you, man, fitness results are very similar to brain results. So if you want to learn a foreign language, you can't just show up to class. You actually have to immerse yourself into the language speaking community. So if I want to take Spanish, I have to not just show up for class and just sit and expect Spanish to come to me, but I have to work for it. I have to go home. I have to study the content, read all the online literature that my professor's providing, maybe somewhere in Canvas, or I have to maybe find some friends that speak Spanish and hang out with them and have them speak Spanish, etc. Have correspondence. I actually correspond with a person in Dominican Republic who's sending me Spanish stuff. I have no clue what he's saying, so I'm motivated to learn Spanish and figure this out. So I'll be taking a Spanish class in the fall. In any case, I have to immerse myself into the Spanish-speaking culture if I want to have any kind of clue as what in the world I'm speaking or people are saying to me. Same thing with exercise. If you want to have a clue about exercise, you got to do it, and you're going to have to learn along the way. And learning is a process of failure, and learning from that failure. So I want to encourage you to fail a lot in exercise and get out there and try new things, new adventures, new hikes, etc. Get your heart rates up, sweat a lot. Try new things. Try a push-up. Try jumping jacks. Get back to the old school type of modalities. Try yoga. Try Pilates. Try fitness balls. Try stability balls. Try Bosu balls. Try dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells. There's so many things that you can do. I'm a creature of getting outside. I can't stand fitness centers. There's a reason why they put televisions in fitness centers. It's because they're really boring. So I would encourage you to get outside and play. And in the meantime, do question what your goals are, your intentions are, and follow those things, man. Get out and explore, but at the same time, try to get those results that you're desiring, kind of living vicariously through yourself in the path towards optimal results. So in any case, that's a lot, man. And this was supposed to be a quick video message, if you'll recall. But we're going up on 10 minutes right now, and I just appreciate the fact that you've hung with me this long. There's a lot to it, but essentially it comes down to goals. And what are your goals? What are your intentions and assessments? How are you assessing, and are these things accurate? When you're doing muscular endurance assessments, are you timing these? Are you going for maybe a minute of crunches or a minute of squats? Or are you just doing a few squats, calling it good, and kind of thinking to yourself, oh, I'll remember what I was doing 6 weeks ago? Now, that's not going to happen. So you need to be much more, take a few more notes as to how you're making these assessments within this pre-assessment plan. In any case, there is a lot here. You may have to watch this twice because I know I spoke fast. It's still coming up on 10 minutes. So I'm out of here, man. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me a message. and I will try to correspond. I'm actually leaving town. I'm hoping to make this as seamless as possible. I'm leaving town from Wednesday to Wednesday. I'll be in Canada. My wife's doing an Ironman, and so we're going to go watch that. And watch was the key word. So Wednesday to Wednesday, but I will be definitely grading and tending to my emails. And then I come back, and on Thursday, I'm leaving for Bend for the Cascade Lakes Relay, which is similar to Hood to Coast. So I'll be gone really from Wednesday to Sunday for about 11 days. So cannot wait, but I will be checking my email regularly. If you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Later.